Hi there, I'm Douglas from the Reno and Palm Springs Ukulele Festivals, and I'd like to show you pinch style playing. There is a free download at playuke.net. It's on the front page. Just scroll down until you see it. We'll switch to the page and I'll do some voiceover. But before we do that, I just want to make sure you understand what I'm saying when I say pinch. If you're pinching a pair of strings. And it's usually, I like to do thumb and index finger, and you pinch them together. And you try to get the volume of both about the same. If that is awkward to you at first, I suggest you do exercises, about 3 minutes worth of these exercises a couple times a day, and it'll lock in. So you want to pinch the first and second pairs of strings together, the middle two, the bottom two, the outer two, and the fourth and second, the third and first. And you do that with the chord. And one last thing before we get into the sheet of music itself. This works exactly the same way on baritones. I'm playing a tenor here, so you can't play along with a baritone unless you stick a capo on the 5th fret. But if you just play the sheet on a baritone, it'll sound great. You'll just be starting in A minor instead of D minor. So with that, let's shift to the sheet music itself. So the first thing you'll notice is that these charts look a lot like regular chord charts, and that's because that's exactly what they are. The numbers on the circles on the charts indicate the suggested fingers: 1 index, 2 middle, 3 ring, 4 pinky. The difference is, if you'll notice above the charts, you'll have a single P or 2 Ps. A single P means to pick that string. The first chart indicates picking the 3rd string. The second chart with the 2 Ps means you're going to pinch those 2 strings. So the second chart is pinching the 2nd and 3rd string. Now you may ask why there are more fingers down on the fretboard than there are strings being played. Well, there's a couple of reasons for that. One is economy of movement of the left hand. If you notice, you can play the notes in the first 4 charts without moving your hand, with the exception of dropping your pinky in the 3rd chart. And the other reason you'll see in the 7th chart, and that is if you were to accidentally hit the open 1st string while pinching those 2 middle strings, you'd get a sour note. But the pinky down on that fret will make it so that if you accidentally hit that 1st string, the note is compatible with the rest of the sound you're trying to make. Finally, if you notice the 6th, 8th, and 9th charts, those indicate picking open strings. So let's play through the entire first line. Once again, you're going to start with the D minor position, and you're going to pick the 3rd string. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. How'd you do on that 3rd chart where you drop your pinky down? If you had trouble with that, what I would suggest is that you put your fingers in the D minor position, pick the 2nd string, drop your pinky, pick the 2nd string again, pick it back up, pick the 2nd string again, and so on for about 60 to 90 seconds, 3 to 4 times a day. Don't do it for too long. It'll put a strain on your pinky finger. just a minute or two, several times a day, and you'll find that it'll pop into muscle memory in just a few days. Now I'd like to show you just a few more things on the sheet to be aware of in advance. Then we'll play through the whole song slowly, and that'll be it. So first, let's go down to the fourth line. Notice that third chart, you're pinching the second and fourth strings, and your middle finger is on the third string. In this case, your middle finger is down because of the note you're going to play 2 charts down the line. But since you're picking the open second string in the next chart, why bother moving your middle finger? If you become accustomed to putting down all the fingers you will need for a given passage, it'll make your playing much more efficient. Next, let's look at the 6th, 7th, and 8th charts in that line. You've got an A chord shape. In the 6th, you're dropping your pinky onto the 4th fret of the 4th string in the 7th chart and then picking it back up again for the 8th chart. Just like the last time we used the pinky, if this is difficult, spend a minute or two several times a day alternating between these 2 positions. Next, let's drop down to the first 2 charts of the next line where it says strum. I just like the sound of the strum here. Now it's got an F chord, and I use my pinky on the 3rd fret of the 1st string. You might find it easier to use your ring finger there, and that's perfectly okay too. If that's what you're going to do, mark it on your sheet. But just a nice strum into the next note. Finally, let's go down to the bottom of the page and look at the 2 endings. This song usually plays the standard melody all the way through at least twice, sometimes 3 or 4 times. There's an alternate ending for the very final time going through. So I'm going to play that last line and give you the 2 endings. And then optionally, on the very last time through, you can end it like this if you want. So now let's go back to the top. We'll play it through very slowly. And as you pick up speed, you can then go to the performance video that's next to this and play it at that speed. So get yourself ready. You can get into that D minor position, get ready to pick that 3rd string. We're going to again go very slowly. Here we go. 1, 2, 3.